My beloved child, pause and feel. Do not rush past this moment. Let your hands release their grip. Unclench your jaw, loosen your shoulders. Draw in one slow breath and let it go again and again until the buzzing edges quiet. I am here, not around you only, but with you, inside the very place where the ache has lived. You are safe while I speak. Tonight is not ordinary. This night is marked. The air around you has shifted, quiet but undeniable, gentle but powerful. You have wondered if the middle of the fight is the loneliest place, if you must wait to be rescued until you can crawl to an edge. Hear me. I meet you in the middle. I step into the tangle, into the noise, into the swirl you could not sort. I am not observing from a distance. I am standing where you are standing, and I am changing the atmosphere around you, cell by cell, breath by breath. You have carried fatigue in your bones, a tiredness that sleep could not fix. Your mind has looped like a restless tide, revisiting what-ifs, rehearsing contingencies, bracing for impact. The press on your chest, the heaviness behind the eyes, the tremor beneath your calm. None of it has been invisible to me. I counted your inhale and your exhale. I traced your tears. I held the storm from consuming you when you felt the last of your strength thinning. I know the sound of your courage when it cracked and kept going. But hear the gavel in my voice now. This battle has an ending, and the ending is not tucked into some vague horizon. The ending is tonight. The shift is no longer future tense. It has started right now. This is not wishful thinking. This is not emotional surge. This is appointment. This is convergence. This is the moment I set aside when I wrote your days and placed a seal over this very hour. My child, place your feet on the ground. Feel the floor hold you while I hold the floor. Let your shoulders drop like leaves that have finished clinging. Put your hand over your heart. Breathe with me. Peace in, pressure out. Again, peace in, pressure out. I am regulating the room of your interior. I am quieting the alarms that taught you to expect loss. The storm cannot command you anymore. My presence commands the storm. Tonight is a threshold, an intersection where what was decided in the unseen moves through the doorway and touches your room, your body, your story. You do not have to reach for it with frantic hands. I am placing it into your open palms. Stay close. Stay still on the inside. Receive the nearness that is your victory's beginning, and I, your Jesus, say to you, this night is different. This night is yours. My child, I stepped into the place you thought I would not enter, and I want you to hear me plainly. I saw you. I saw you in the quiet hours when the numbers on the clock glowed like accusations and sleep hid from you. I saw you fold a towel in the bathroom just to make your hands busy so your heart wouldn't break open. I saw you stare at a message thread with no reply, rereading your own words and wondering if you were too much or not enough. I saw you force a smile at the table, laugh at the right moment, nod through the meeting, then sit in your car afterwards and let the truth leak out as tears you wiped before anyone could notice. I saw the way sundown carried dread like a familiar shadow, how nightfall told your body to brace for the loop, how morning felt like cement on your chest. I saw you craft careful sentences so you wouldn't burden anyone, and I saw the apology you whispered to the mirror for existing. I saw you. I saw not only the circumstances pressing you, but the war within your thoughts. I heard the voice that said, "You are behind, you are broken, you are disqualified," and I watched you stand anyway. I felt the numbness settle over prayer, the way worship felt like cotton in your mouth, the way scripture blurred as if your eyes forgot how to focus. I knew the silent panic beneath your calm, the shame that kept you from naming your need, the accusation that stalked your steps in familiar corridors. While you were holding your breath, I was counting it. While you were whispering, Do you still see me? I was already answering by standing closer than your pulse. You were never invisible to me, never overlooked, never too messy for my nearness. I am not repelled by the rooms you locked. I have the key, and I came to sit with you inside them. Hear this, beloved. Your tiredness is not a verdict against your faith. You are tired because you have been carrying something heavy for a long time, not because you failed me. The tremble in your hands is proof that you did not drop what mattered when it trembled you. The questions in your chest are proof your heart is still alive and honest before me. Your tears are not evidence of weakness. They are the water that kept the soil soft, so hope could live. You kept showing up. You kept breathing. You remained when retreat would have been easier, and I, your Jesus, call that endurance holy. And because I saw the middle, I hold the end. The one who entered your storm is the author who knows the last line, and my hand is already on the page. What I have witnessed is not being filed away. It is being answered. Observation becomes intervention. Compassion becomes conclusion. Tonight, the story you thought was stuck begins to move under my gavel. Rest your case in my hands. Stay close and let me finish what I have watched with love. I saw you, my child, and what I see, I now resolve. My child, hear me. My silence was strategy. The lie that whispered, if he cared, it wouldn't take this long, has drained you, but it was never true. If I had not cared, I would have given you the quick relief that collapses later. Because I cared, I preserved you. Because I cared, I slowed what could have broken you at speed. This was not abandonment but arrangement, not absence but orchestration, not punishment but preparation. I was not ignoring you. I was insulating you. I was not indifferent. I was aligning intricate pieces so that when the weight arrived, it would rest on strengthened beams and not crush a tender frame. While you counted days, I counted variables. I threaded unseen lines through rooms you have never entered, stitched favors into hearts you have not met, and sealed doors that looked like loss but were shields against premature exposure. Some doors had to close because what waited behind them did not honor the purity I was guarding in you. Some invitations had to go quiet because they were bait, not blessing. I dimmed certain lights so predators would not track your movement. I rerouted you at intersections where collision timed itself to your original pace. What you called detour was deliverance. What looked like silence was the soundproofing of a holy work site, so the noise of construction wouldn't convince you the structure was failing. I hid things for you, not from you. And in the waiting, I was not only preparing the road, I was preparing the traveler. Under pressure, your integrity did not crack, it clarified. In shadows, your purity did not fade, it was refined. In loneliness, your endurance did not harden you. It softened the soil for compassion that will carry what's coming without pride. I expanded your shoulders quietly, deepened your root system where no one applauds, taught your heart to value assignment over applause, presence over platform. You learned to hear my cadence in the dark. Now, in light, you will not be led astray by noisy opportunities that carry no breath. While you were waiting, I was designing. While you were stretching, I was strengthening. While you were praying with few words, I was writing with precise lines. While you were fasting, I was fastening bolts. While you were releasing what you couldn't keep, I was reserving what you couldn't lose. Every hidden thread, every closed door, every redirection, none were random. All were rehearsals for a safer, fuller release. And now, beloved, the quiet building converts to visible unveiling. Tonight is the hinge. The scaffolding comes down and the house stands. Blueprints become rooms you can inhabit. Seeds that lived beneath the surface break the soil and greet your eyes. The verdict that echoed in my court steps onto your street. So do not judge tomorrow by yesterday's hush. My silence has served its purpose. My voice moves the scene. Stay close, breathe slow, open your hands. I, your Jesus, have timed this so that what arrives will last, and what begins tonight will not require you to strive to keep it, only to steward it with the peace I am placing in you now. My child, stop wrestling the wind. You have tried to manage every outcome with tired hands, replaying conversations like courtroom exhibits, rehearsing replies in your mind before sleep, monitoring every possible threat as if vigilance could keep the sea from rising, forcing timelines that wilt when you push them. You have scanned rooms for danger, watched your phone for signals, edited yourself into exhaustion. You have treated peace like a prize for perfect performance, as though one more adjustment, one more plan, one more apology would turn the tide. Hear me. The wind you are grappling is my breath, and you do not subdue breath. You receive it. Unclench your hands. Let your shoulders fall. Release the list you crafted to earn what is already being delivered. Return to prayer as presence, not negotiation. I am not bartering with you for what I already decided to give. I am not waiting for a better argument or a purer sentence. I am here, and I am enough. Sit with me without a pitch. Rest with me without an agenda. Lay the pen down and let me write this line. This shift is not compensation for your effort. It is the fruit of your preparation and our intimacy. You did not twist my arm. You trained your heart. You are not receiving a trophy for performance. You are receiving an assignment preserved for a vessel I have made ready. I do not gift according to stress. I deliver according to my timing. Peace, not pressure. Inheritance, not hustling. My child, your assignment tonight is not to perform. Your assignment is to stay close and receive. So here is obedience in this hour. Small, simple, surrendered. Close the extra tabs in your mind. Choose rest over research. Turn worship on softly and let it wash the tension from your room. Forgive the name that keeps tightening your chest, not because they were right, but because you are free. Bless the place that felt like a prison and call it a classroom, then step out without clinging to its keys. Write one sentence of thanks and stop there. Take one unforced step I highlight, not 10 frantic strides you invent. If I nudge you to text encouragement, send it. If I nudge you to sleep, sleep. If I draw you to silence, do not rush to fill it. Your yes tonight is gentle, but it is weighty. Understand this. The battle ends not because you finally solved the puzzle, but because heaven has ruled on it. The gavel has fallen. The verdict has moved from my courts toward your ground. Earth will follow what I have decided. You are not holding this together. I am holding you while I bring it together. So breathe. Be still on the inside. Let the wind move you instead of resisting it. Stay near, open-handed, and watch how easily what you strained to carry arrives when you stop wrestling and simply receive. And I, your Jesus, speak peace over your posture now, for the finishing has begun. My child, lean in and hear what the unseen has already settled. The halls of my presence have resounded with a verdict attached to your name, and that sound is now moving toward your hours, your address, your steps. There is no debate left in the courts that matter. I have ruled, and the echo of that ruling is shaping the air around you until the visible becomes obedient to the invisible. This night is different. This night is yours. That moment is now. Do not confuse process with possibility. This is not a wish maturing. This is a decision unfolding. What I sealed before the foundation of your fear is now crossing the threshold into your room. Heaven has ruled. Earth will follow. The order is fixed. Spirit to substance, decree to display, verdict to visibility. I, your Jesus, speak as the author who knows the end from the first line and who turns the page with a steady hand. I am not consulting probabilities. I am completing what I wrote. Let me make plain what the ending means. The cycle loses its power to loop. The accusation forfeits its microphone. The pressure that trained your body to brace meets a boundary it cannot cross. Panic will look for its old door and find it sealed. The whisper that said, "Again will meet my answer," no more. The pattern that snared your hope runs out of rope at the edge of my decree, because I have established a limit and called it enough. Your mind will feel the tide recede. Your chest will know the weight lift not by your effort, but by my command. The night that once announced dread will begin to announce rest, and dawn will not drag chains behind it. And before your doubt asks, I close the other paths. Not coincidence, not luck, not algorithm, assignment. Targeted release bound by my authority. Not a door you jimmied open with worry, a gate I unlock with a key that bears your name. Not timing you manipulated, timing I sanctified. What moves now moves because I willed it, because you were preserved for it, because the environment has been purified by my hand. Understand something else, beloved. My verdict is not a statement only, it is an operation. When I rule, I also enforce. When I decree, I also deliver. Decisions at my throne do not travel alone. They arrive with escort. What belongs to you does not walk unguarded through contested space. Even as I speak, the route is secured. Interruptions are denied, and the release is carried under watch. You do not have to be your own protector while I complete what I began. Stay close. Stay at peace. Receive the settled end that is stepping into your beginning, and let the earth you inhabit learn the language heaven has already spoken over you. My child, hear the order I've set in motion. Angels are briefed. Assignments are sealed. Your name is written in heavenly ink on scrolls that will not smudge under pressure. I have issued routes, timings, and codes of access. I have positioned messengers at intersections you have not reached yet, and I have posted guardians at the thresholds you once crossed unguarded. This is not an unaccompanied delivery. What I am releasing tonight travels under watch. I have placed keys in their hands, keys to lock what harms and to open what heals. They will lock doors that siphoned your peace, bolt windows fear used to crawl through at night, and seal corridors where sabotage hid in familiar shadows. They will open gates to divine appointments I scheduled for you, escort you into rooms where favor waits without debt, and introduce alignments that smell like my fragrance, not like flattery. They carry maps to hidden resources, and they carry instructions to shut down detours that promise faster but deliver fractured. I have ringed your mind with protection, not a vague comfort, a real perimeter. Thoughts that once ambushed you in the dark will meet resistance. Panic spikes that used to arrive without warning will hit a wall and dissolve. The loop that baited you into unnecessary arguments will find no reply. Confusion, misreading, petty provocations, tonight they are denied entry. You do not need to answer every ping. You do not need to fix every misunderstanding. I am assigning angels to stand between you and the noise so your interior can stay clean. I have placed sentries at your home, over doors and windows, over devices and conversations, over the table where you eat and the bed where you rest. Where there were late-night whispers, there will be lullabies of peace. Where there were ambushes of comparison, there will be the steadying weight of who you are to me. Counterfeit offers that look right and feel wrong will be exposed under light. The shine will dull before they reach your hands. Predatory opportunities will time out instead of timing in. Sabotage is blocked. Confusion is blocked. Unnecessary arguments are blocked. Fear spikes are blocked. Counterfeits are blocked. Interruption is denied. Your part, beloved, is simple. Do not chase noise. If bait knocks, do not open. Choose peace instead of the last word. Keep the room of your heart clean. Turn the volume of distraction low. Let worship breathe through your space. Release the offense that tries to hook you back into the old cycle. Delete the message you drafted in agitation. Let the call roll to tomorrow if it steals your stillness tonight. Put your phone down when I nudge you. Lift your eyes when I whisper your name. Stay close to me, not to the swirl. Understand what this protection says about you. It is not proof of fragility. It is proof of value. We do not escort what is disposable. We guard what is holy. The purity you safeguarded in hiddenness has become an assignment that merits convoy. Royal cargo travels with company, and you, my child, are trusted to steward something that touches more than your life. The covering is not a crutch. It is a coronation protocol. So rest under my watch. Walk without hurry. Receive without fear. Heaven is ensuring completion, not disruption. I, your Jesus, have arranged the escort, timed the arrival, and posted the guard. Stay near, stay at peace, and let what bears your name arrive in fullness, untouched by the hands I have already held back. My child, with the guard posted and the route secured, I turn and face what has stalked you in circles. I name the loop that has worn grooves in your days, the same temptation at the same hour, the same fear script rehearsed in a tired brain, the same relational pattern that promises comfort and delivers regret, the same financial dread that sours your stomach when you check the balance, the same health anxiety that makes you scan your body for alarms and refresh portals you dread to open. The rotating cast has not been random. It has been a loop, and I have watched it try to convince you that this is simply who you are and how it will always be. Hear me. The voice behind that loop is accusation, not authority. It speaks loud to mimic law. It borrows your memories to dress itself in credibility. It points to past data and says, inevitable. It uses words like always and never and again to build a cage out of syllables. But it never carried jurisdiction in my courts. Its gavel was plastic. Its badge was counterfeit. It survived by agreement, not by truth. And now I, your Jesus, remove its microphone, revoke its license, and dismiss its case with prejudice. This night is marked for confrontation and closure. So hear my decree over your loop. What kept returning will not return after tonight. What kept rising will not rise with the same strength. The tide that once surged at predictable hours will lose its pull. The bait that once hooked you without effort will dull and fall harmlessly to the floor. The script that once played without your consent will stutter and stop when it meets my peace. The pattern you braced for will look for you on an old road and discover you no longer walk there. The cycle ends because you are stepping out of agreement with the accusation that fueled it. Come into this closing act with me. Put one hand on your heart and whisper with me now, even if your voice trembles. I renounce the lie that I am behind, broken and bound to repeat. I cancel agreement with despair and the prophecy of again. I forgive the person who taught my fear a name, not because they were right, but because I am free. I release the shame that glued me to yesterday. I break inner vows that made prisons sound like promises. The vow to stay small, the vow to expect loss, the vow to distrust my own healing. I return false labels to the sender. I bless my body with peace. I bless my finances with sufficiency. I bless my relationships with clean boundaries and honest love. I receive the mind of Christ and the rhythm of rest. Feel the room change now. A new sound fills the space, quiet but undeniable, gentle but powerful. It is the hush that follows a storm that has been commanded to sit down. It is the soft weight of my hand on your crown, while angels fold their wings and stand at ease. Your nervous system will learn this sound. Your nights will be reprinted with it. When the old knock taps the door, it will meet the sentry and your stillness. and it will pass by. Where there were loops, there will be lines forward. Where there were circles, a path. Where there was bracing, breath. I seal this break with my peace. I shut the door that fed the field of accusation, and I mark it closed. I open you to the quiet that grows clarity. I, your Jesus, declare the loop ended at nightfall, and I escort you out of its orbit into the stretch of new ground that waits ahead. My child, because the loop has ended, I place my hand upon the story and turn the page. Hear the soft weight of that movement, the rustle that means the chapter you thought would never conclude has met its line break. I am the author who does not skim or stall. I write with intention, and I turn pages on schedule. The climax arrives on schedule, not on your strain. Tonight the script shifts from pressure to passage. Where there was no exit, I open a door. See it now. The door that would not budge begins to loosen under the authority of my name. Stuck hinges warm, ancient bolts release. The swollen frame that made you think you were trapped realigns beneath my hand. Hidden gates appear at the edge of places you assumed were dead ends. Pathways rise where your daytime logic saw only wall. Trails cut through thickets at angles that make sense only when my light leads. You do not need to kick. You do not need to pry. You will hear a click, feel a give, watch a seam of light widen, and know this was never about force. This was about timing. Mark the contrast, beloved. Where your body lived in survival mode, hyper-vigilant, scanning, bracing, you will settle into strength. Where you chased proof to quiet suspicion, you will walk in peace that quiets rooms before you speak. Where nights were negotiations, they will become nourishment. Where you wore fatigue like armor, you will carry joy like a steady weight. Not frantic momentum, holy movement, not trying to be chosen, living as entrusted. I will show you the signs of reversal, and I want you to name them when they appear. Unexpected clarity, thoughts that were fog will separate into simple, actionable lines. Divine timing, messages arrive when you are ready to answer without fear. Doors open the hour you stopped knocking. Softened resistance, the face that once turned away will turn toward you without you campaigning for it. And the bureaucracy that stalled will move without your pressure. Strategic favor, the right yes from the right voice in the right room, with no strings, no hidden tacks, only alignment that carries my fragrance. Restored appetite for life, sleep that lands when your head finds the pillow, hunger for food and for future, laughter that returns without being cued, curiosity waking like a limb, no longer numb. Do not second-guess these. Receive them as the way the new page reads. But hear me clearly, this door is not solely exit from pressure, it is entrance into assignment. You are not running away, you are walking in. On the other side is work that feels like you were designed for it. Relationships that require your honesty and your boundaries. Rooms where your purity becomes authority that serves, not spotlights. Carry peace like policy. Build slowly with wisdom. Steward the open space. Order your time without guilt. Tend your resources with sufficiency, not scarcity. Plant where I point, say less and mean more. I, your Jesus, go before you through the threshold, and angels hold it open until you have passed. Step through, beloved. The page has turned. The door is open. This night moves you from pressure to passage. Walk it with me. My child, as you step through, I place my hand upon your shoulders and speak to who you have become. You remained when many ran. You stayed when applause died. You guarded purity when shortcuts glittered. You told the truth when silence looked safer. The wilderness certified you. It didn't disqualify you. Do not argue with that line. Let it stand. What felt like delay on the surface was the kiln beneath, firing clay into stone, forming a vessel fit to carry weight without cracking under attention. Hidden endurance has produced visible authority. Tonight is the reveal of what was forged in secret. Hear what I call you now. Not overlooked, recognized, not tolerated, trusted, not barely making it, prepared, not a placeholder, an heir. I am not moving you for display. I am entrusting you with access that carries legacy. I place keys in your hand that open more than rooms. They open futures. The influence I am giving you will not terminate in you. It will pass through you clean to those after you. This is why the silence was exacting, why the trimming felt severe, why the pace refused your panic. I was shaping a lineage decision inside one life. Feel your capacity and name it without fear. Your spiritual shoulders have expanded. What would have dislocated you last year will sit stable now. Your discernment has strengthened. You will smell counterfeits earlier, recognizing the flavor of flattery that hides appetite. Your heart has softened, not melted. You will hold tenderness and truth together, compassion without compromise, mercy with firm boundaries. You will move slowly through rooms that once made you hurry, because peace will become your policy and patience your protection. Where you once reacted, you will respond. Where you once chased, you will choose. Where you once defended, you will simply be. But, beloved, hear the gentle guardrails I set to keep this authority holy. Do not rush to prove what I have already pronounced. Do not announce what I have asked you to carry in quiet until I wave you forward. Pride will try to translate honor into entitlement. Refuse its language. Hurry will try to turn momentum into mania. Keep step with my cadence. Proving will tempt you to overspeak. Let fruit do the talking. Talking too soon will squander oil. Let secrecy protect what is still sealing. Keep intimacy first. Keep the secret place louder than platforms. If a compliment tries to hire you away from closeness, decline the job. I, your Jesus, commission you not to perform but to steward. You are not being elevated for spotlight. You are being positioned for service that heals systems, restores order, and carries my fragrance into places that forgot how to breathe. Carry authority like a towel, not a trophy. Lead as one who remembers nights of obscurity and worships as if no one is watching, because I am, and that has always been enough. Walk in what I have made in you. Receive the name I give you, and let the unveiling begin in peace. My child, because I have made the way, I now make it simple. Tonight is not for complexity, it is for embodiment. Begin small. Drink water. Signal your body that the drought is over. Dim the room. Lower lights. Soften screens. Let brightness fall to a glow that matches the peace I am placing in you. Take slow breaths with one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Inhale my nearness. Exhale the vigil you no longer have to keep. Remove stray noise. Put your phone on quiet, clear the chair, fold the blanket across your lap. These are not trivial acts. They are signals to your nervous system that the war has ended and the watch has changed. Now come into alignment with me in ways your heart understands. Turn worship on softly, not to perform but to wash. Open your hands where you sit. Say aloud, I release striving. I receive peace. Read a familiar promise you already love. Do not chase a new word. Let an old anchor hold you tonight. Bless your home out loud, room by room if you wish. Peace to this threshold, rest to this table, safety to this bed, clean conversation to these devices. Put your hand over your heart and thank me for 3 specific graces from today. Name them and let gratitude reprint the page of your mind. Set holy boundaries with the hour. Do not pick up late-night conflict. Delay every conversation that wants a verdict from your fatigue. You do not owe the spirit of accusation an explanation. Choose silence over defense, restraint over reactivity, presence over performing your innocence. If a message arrives baited with urgency, Let it wait until morning under the guard I have posted. If an old script starts rehearsing its case, answer it with my sentence. Case dismissed. Prepare for peace, not for drama. Lay out what you need for tomorrow with gentle hands. Then stop. Turn off the searchlights inside your mind. You are not scanning the horizon for threats tonight. I am watching, and I have posted sentries. Sleep as an act of trust. Lay down your head like one who is kept. If you wake in the night, do not negotiate. Place both feet on the floor, drink a sip of water, whisper, "I am held," and return to rest. Your obedience now is to receive calm and to keep the door to frenzy shut. After alignment comes authority. When the room is quiet and your heart is soft, speak as one who agrees with heaven. Say, "I agree with the ruling of my king." Say, "Interruption is denied. Completion is protected." Say, "Peace is my policy. Stewardship is my posture." Say, "The door is open and I walk through without hurry." Then be still, let the words settle like seed, and allow the night to do its holy work, while I, your Jesus, finish what I have already begun. My beloved child, come close now. Let me take the weight from your chest and place it in my hands. I have gathered every tear, even the ones that never left your eyes. I have counted your inhale and your exhale when the night felt too long. I quiet the storm in your mind and smooth the furrows in your thoughts. Feel my palm upon your head, the slowing of your breath beneath my nearness, the hush that settles when love speaks without rush. You are not alone in this room. You are not unloved in this hour. Rest into me as I rest my peace upon you. And now, with tenderness still on you, hear the authority in my voice. I declare the end of the battle. I declare the lifting of the heaviness that trained you to brace. I declare the silencing of accusation and the eviction of shame. I declare clarity to return like morning, clean, kind, and sure. I declare that the loop is severed, the case dismissed, the gavel final. I declare that what ends tonight will not resurrect tomorrow. No relitigation in the courts of your mind. No midnight appeals, no backdoor re-entry. My decree stands, and my peace enforces it. I encircle you now. Angels surround you like a living wall, front and back, side to side, above and beneath. Doors that once let intrusion creep are locked and sealed. Windows that funneled fear are shut against the night. Thresholds are anointed. Corridors that carried confusion are blocked. The old route of panic is under guard. Peace stands sentry at the gates of your heart and your thoughts. An interruption is denied. Sabotage meets a closed door. Stray arrows fall short. The ambush dissolves before it forms. Sleep will land as an act of trust under this watch. I release blessings over you broad and bright. I bless you with wisdom that knows the next right step without hurry, with strength that is quiet but enduring, with provision that is sufficient and clean, arriving without the tax of anxiety. I bless you with reconciliation where truth and safety converge, and with holy distance where health requires boundaries. I bless you with healing, body, mind, and story, unfolding under my careful hand, in my timing and my ways. I bless you with guided steps, doors that should open, open, doors that should remain shut, delays that protected you remain honored, green lights appear when it is time to move. I bless your speech with gentleness and weight, your relationships with honesty and warmth, your work with grace and order, your rest with deep restoration. Let laughter rise again. Let courage stand up inside you. Let wonder return to your mornings. I seal this night now. I press my signet upon it like warm wax, final, settled, kept. The sentence of no more is written across your midnight and will be read by your dawn. Step in, beloved, step into what I preserved for you while you waited well. carry peace as your policy and stewardship as your posture. This was never random, this was reserved. And I, your Jesus, am with you, before you, behind you, within you. Amen.